Hello boys and girls, welcome to another summary of a session in Dwarf Fortress Kivishnir, Lancerlands. As you can see, the fight with the Minotaur has went very well, or at least the Minotaur is dead outside of our fortress. It went unexpectedly well. We have encountered the Minotaur here, and we were so lucky that about 3 or 4 dwarves started attacking the Minotaur simultaneously. The Minotaur has, if I can find that, report again. It started the usual way. The Minotaur grabs somebody, gores somebody, then he is stumbled over and he grabs him and is about to do things to him. But in that moment, the other 2 or 3 dwarves started hacking and slashing the Minotaur and managed to injure him severely, so that he couldn't do much more than just bending that sacrificed spear dwarf's leg, basically breaking his hip. I think that's the only injury this Minotaur did to our dwarves. The spear dwarf is currently recovering in our hospital. But then our militia captain, skilled sword dwarf by now, hacked and slashed the Minotaur in such a way that the Minotaur could no longer stand, and then came the hammer dwarf and another spear dwarf. They were hacking the Minotaur in the head, and finally the hammer dwarf did the classic move where he just jammed the skull with his hammer and tore apart the brain. So the Minotaur was dead. But a little later, then I have retreated or cancelled any kill orders and came inside with my military again. We had 2 goblin squads of ambushes there. One was Goblin Lasher squad led by a crossbowman, and then another goblin, what was it, spearman I think, squad, about 8 or 10 in size each. And again I stationed my military outside the fortress, and the Marks dwarves did a very good job. Many goblin spearmen were easily killed. Of course we suffered a few injuries, but it was surprisingly little from what these 2 goblin ambushes could have done to me in any of the earlier embarks. Probably it is necessary to have a big number of, or many dwarves in your military. I previously only tried to do military with, I don't know, 10 dwarves and 10 Marks dwarves, and try to skill them up as fast as possible. Here I am playing a slightly different strategy, having as many dwarves in the military as I can spare, and I can really spare a lot, about 50% of the fortress. Yeah, I think out of the 66 you can say that about 30 dwarves are in the military. We can actually take a look at our squads. Here is 10, here is 7, and 7 is 24, and 5 is 29 dwarves in the military currently. So it's something less than 50%, something like 40% of the fortress population, and it suffices. I mean, this is we can provide for all the dwarves. We can still manage to craft so many goods that we can buy necessary things. Nothing much more has happened in the fortress, so I've basically only was enjoying the fights. This is our 4 injured dwarves. One more is recovering in his own bed. I saw that somewhere, don't know exactly where. Maybe it has stopped bleeding now. But yes, and as you can see, this water tank is now filled. We have there copper greaves. Where did they come from? Now I wanted that copper greaves, but never mind, we will make another one. So all the ponds gave us about 1 level of water and a bit more, 3 more droplets. And all the other water just remained on the floor, spread out on the floor. You always lose water, and I wondered how these dwarves came to be here. It turned out that these channels are actually accessible from up here. There is a downward slope here, and they can access this pool, so that was unexpected. I don't know what I will do about that. And as you can see, I have started the construction of the floor, because I plan to have a wall extended here, but nothing really much has been built in the fortress. We managed to catch some goblin thieves. They were trapped in these cages here. We also built the cages in front of the entrance. Of course, we hadn't had the time to build them before the Minotaur comes, so I just interrupted their construction until the fight was over. I have really enjoyed the fight. It was probably the best, most dangerous, and not the most dangerous, but the most unexpectedly well-ending fight I had in Dwarf Fortress. We will, in the next session, proceed with building the barracks and crafting things. I have built another magma forge just for making copper things. So this one is for lead things, lead craft. This is for silver bolts, and this shall be for copper. I'll have to craft some copper armor for my military. So thanks for watching. This fortress is progressing well so far. Hope to see you sometime in the stream.